China's richest man simply had his appendix removed, yet he insisted on going to the best hospital in the United States. However, he was dissatisfied with the hospital room number.
1664 166 is the number, which sounds like 166, which means one road to death.
The richest man said that if he stayed in a room like this, the surgery definitely wouldn't go smoothly. He even hinted that he might die on the operating table. Suddenly, he called the nurse back and said he would immediately check online about the standards of hospitals in China.
Don't tell me about numbers. I'll run a search engine, 100 server farms, and the world's biggest e-commerce website in the world.
To the surprise of the richest man, he found out that all the hospital rooms faced south. Mr. Ma firmly believed that facing north represented good health. With no other options, the nurse had to call experienced Jia Mei for support. Upon learning that Mr. Ma's lucky number was 3, and that all his phone numbers ended with 3,333, Jia Mei decisively modified the room number with sticky notes. This maneuver perfectly suited Mr. Ma's taste, and he praised Jia Mei for being so resourceful. He happily moved into the room, unaware that the chief surgeon about to operate on him, Dr. Bell, had developed Parkinson's disease early in middle age. Despite being once the best surgeon, he had sent numerous patients away directly from the operating table due to his condition. However, perhaps due to Mr. Ma's extraordinary abilities or some divine intervention, Dr. Bell miraculously completed Mr. Ma's surgery flawlessly this time, just as he was about to hold a press conference to announce to the public that Mr. Ma had received the best treatment in the United States. Another problem arose on Mr. Ma's side. Moments after returning to his room, he began vomiting blood uncontrollably. Seeing the critical situation, the hospital had no choice but to rush Mr. Ma back to the operating room. However, upon reopening Mr. Ma's chest, everyone was astonished to find that besides Parkinson's, Dr. Bell also suffered from severe overconfidence. During the previous surgery, his assistant had suggested tying off Mr. Ma's inferior mesenteric artery to prevent unnecessary bleeding during appendix removal, but Dr. Bell had arrogantly dismissed the idea.
Necessary. That's a backup in case of error. This is flawed.
It turned out that in order to ensure the surgery went perfectly, Dr. Bell had resorted to taking benzodiazepines before the operation. While these drugs helped with his tremors, their side effect was an extreme sense of overconfidence. Seeing the chief surgeon so adamant, the assistant felt it wasn't appropriate to say much more. Fortunately, the issue was discovered in time, and two highly professional doctors swiftly cleaned up the mess left by Dr. Bell. Just then, Dr. Bell, alerted by the notification, hurriedly arrived at the operating room.
How many people have to die before you turn your scrubs, huh? Doesn't matter how great you were, it's how great you are. Here and now. You don't have it anymore. Time to retire.
As the director of surgery at the hospital, Dr. Cabell couldn't tolerate insubordination from his subordinates. He immediately called out the doctor who had been yelling at him.
Another tour of duty or another hospital. That's your future. The board will be revoking your privileges at Chastain.
In this hospital, Dr. Cabell was akin to an emperor, not tolerating any challenge to his authority. Soon after, when Mark woke up, Cabell took credit for all the success, attributing it to other medical issues within Mark's body that he had addressed proactively. If it had been someone else, Mark might have met his ancestor sooner. Mark, feeling grateful, immediately pulled out a 24Ks gold wristwatch to express his gratitude. However, just as the matter with the Chinese tycoon had settled, Cabell shifted his focus to Shanghai. The hospital had recently introduced the most advanced remote surgery system, poised to elevate surgical standards to new heights. However, it was Shanghai who had been operating it. Cabell couldn't allow the honor and accolades to shine on anyone else's head.